Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, where today you guys have the Marvel Legends, X-Men, Deadpool, Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave. I just want to show off the packaging because I like the old Marvel Legends packaging. You know, you get artwork of Deadpool, you get Deadpool, and then I miss these. And then I like that there's a little Deadpool flair to it. That's always nice. You got Deadpool right there, you got little hearts pointing to Deadpool because this is his packaging, and yeah. So, I'm just going to say right away, I'm very biased on this figure, because this is a figure I have wanted since it was released, even before I was ever even collecting Marvel Legends, really. So, yeah. And then I'll just show the insert is just, you know, it's a Deadpool logo in yellow, which I guess that works. But yeah, I like this figure, so. So first off, we will take a look at the figure, plain. I'm going to take all his accessories off, so you can just see what he looks like without everything, because he still looks pretty cool with everything off of him. So yeah, I really like this figure, and this is a figure I really wanted for a long time, just never got, because Deadpool for a long time was one of my favorite comic book characters, if not my favorite. Definitely tied with Spidey and Nightwing for a long time. Not so much anymore. I much prefer other characters, but I still love Deadpool. Like, I can't hate Deadpool. I know a lot of people do, but I can't hate Deadpool. And, yeah, this is the figure. So, he looks nice. He's got a nice shade of red, which is very good. I like the darker red on Deadpool. I like bright red on Deadpool, too, but I really like the dark red on him as well. And this is a shade of red you don't really get with too many characters, so I like to see it. First, you can see all of the sculpting work. You see that there's a knife holster down here. He's got the knee pads, or not knee pads, the shin guards. He's got a holster there, grenades right there. You got the Deadpool logo, like wrist guards, and then, you know, you got just like the black, whatever, like different, that'd be like a leather texture probably, where this is probably more cloth. And then you got the sheaths, or whatever you want to call them, on the back. You got the Deadpool dip. And yeah, the head looks pretty good. And I'm sorry, I've had this figure for a couple weeks, or about a week and a half maybe. Just haven't reviewed it because I went through a really bad breakup recently, so it's been kind of hard for me to do anything, but, you know, I decided I should probably get this review out, so, even though no one watches these really, I still like to do them for me, and I thought maybe it could cheer me up, so, but, yeah, he's a pretty good figure. I like this figure a lot. And Deadpool's an interesting character to have in toy form because you can really do anything with him. You could put him in any display, even if he's too big or too small. You could put him in any display because it's Deadpool. He can be breaking the fourth wall. He can do whatever he wants. You can really do anything. You can have your own Deadpool core display, whatever you want to do. But, yeah, I like this figure. I've said it about 500 times, but it's pretty nice. Got the treads down at the bottom, which are pretty nice. You got the holes so you can peg him into something. And yeah, he's got kind of an angry look in his face, which is pretty nice. And then his accessories he comes with are, well, he comes with two swords. Just the same, and they just slide right in, and we will put them all on him. They slide right in like so. And these were really bent out of the package. They're still kind of not exactly straight, but I left them in there for the whole time, and they're a lot better. And then he comes with two pistols, which are very nice. They're gray. They're very big. These are like some deagle-sized pistols. And then that one just slides in there. And then this one slides right here, which I really like getting this. I mean, normally you think of Deadpool with like two holsters on the side, but I like getting one right here too. I think it looks pretty cool. And you can actually get them in good poses, grabbing both of them, about to pull them out, which I really like. So, and then you have his knife, which I just dropped. but I found, luckily. And then his knife just goes right here. Just put it right in his sheath. Actually, it doesn't really matter which way you put it in because it's going to slot in either way. But it's really loose in there unless you push it in, and then the gap from the leg actually holds it in so it won't fall out. Actually, everything's pretty tight. And then, aside from those, you get a bazooka with a boxing glove on it. Sort of a Green Arrow type boxing glove gag. So, this is pretty nice to get. I feel like this pops out, but I don't want to break it. And then this thing is pretty freaking warped. I need to unwarp it. Also, it has a hole, or a peg in the back, which I'm sure is supposed to go under there. But definitely doesn't very well because of the swords, which is fine. I'm not gonna use the bazooka ever, really. He needs to stand Deadpool, Wade. Okay. And then he also comes with a taco, which just fits right in his hand. You know, fits better in this hand because it's got better. And then, you know, have him eating this taco. And then he also comes with an alternate head, which is the unmasked head. It's just all smiley Wade, which is nice to see. And then he dropped his taco. It's got good sculpting, not a lot of paint on it, but it's a good head to have. You know, it's more than the red Deadpool from Mezco has. He doesn't have an unmasked head at all. At least the X-Force one has like a half unmasked one. Okay. He has never had this problem standing before. I'll just do that. And then he comes with 2 more guns. He comes with this more futuristic rifle, which I really like. I think that goes in his hands pretty well. And then he has this like shotgun that it's really warped, and I've set it back into place multiple times with hot water or dryer. It just doesn't want to stay, so might need to do that again. And maybe throw it in the freezer after. We'll see. And that's all he comes with. But Deadpool's, like I said, he's an interesting case because you can really do anything with him. You can take weapons from anybody you want and put them with him. Like, you could probably take the swords from the Mezco. Just see how that looks. Okay, that's too skinny, but you could get it in there, I'm sure. You just mold it around it. And it looks nice, too. Let's see if they fit in the scabbard. Not quite. It's too fat. But, like I said, it's Deadpool. You can lay it at his feet or something. You can do a whole diorama of just Deadpool holding a bunch of weapons. And then, I've actually got other weapons that I wanted to see. Because you can do stuff like put the soul sword in his hand. And, you know, it's too small, the sword is, but you can rest it in there. You can be doing something like that. Oh, that fell. And then you can do like the Wonder Woman sword if you wanted to. You know, do whatever you want. And then I also have a bunch of custom guns, like 3D printed guns that I bought on eBay that I wanted to try. Because the pistols, for one, do fit in the holster. So the pistols they're a little smaller. So if you prefer black pistols and smaller pistols, you can actually do that. And then they just fit right in his hand. They look pretty good. Look really good, actually. And then I got an AR, which if you're trying to go for a more realistic gun, this would be better. It's a little small. I feel like this is more akin to, like, I don't know, true 6-inch than this, but it'll work. If you want to use the Mezco AR, you can do that, I'm sure. Let's try that. Let me grab a Mezco weapon off of the Mezco Deadpool. And then he's got this one. Let me grab that. Alright, and then this is also a little small looking, honestly, so maybe ARs are just a little smaller to me. He doesn't really want to slot into the trigger, but it still looks good. I might actually display him with this because it looks good on him. And then you can do something. I have others. I have like these like SMG type hands or guns that will slot in there, and they look pretty good. And then I got a Uzi type gun. No shotguns, and I like shotguns, with displaying shotguns with characters, because I feel like they're more brutal. And, yeah. Okay. The one thing I do wish it came with was other hands, because these ones feel like they're not grippy enough, and they're not, you know, like, I wish they came with other grip hands, like specifically for the swords, because they still fall out, you know. You really gotta, like, mold it around the hand, and even then, they want to fall, so that's a problem with this figure. But overall, he's fun to play with. He poses really nicely, and he just looks good. Like, this is a classic-looking Deadpool, and he looks great. So let's get in this. Okay. He wants to fall over. Actually, let's do the articulation segment first. So he's got a head that moves, you know. Not a lot of tail. Can look up. Come on, pop the head off. Sorry. He can move. He can look up that high, but you can pop the ball joint off and like set it on there and get it higher if you really needed to. He can bear his shin very nicely. He's got an ab crunch. He can ab crunch, or I guess I don't know, lean back that far. Ab crunch forward that far. Arm can go out there very well, you know. And then you got double jointed elbow, but it doesn't always work. It's kind of gummy because it's an older figure, and it still has, you know, the pins. So, and then he's also got torso articulation right there, where you can swivel. And then leg can kick out all the way there, not far, but and then you can get it to kick out the same length over here. You just gotta kind of maneuver stuff. And he also has double jointed knee, kick back that far, and then he can kick forward that far, kick back that far. He's also got a very, very stuck forward-facing pin for rocker, and that's about it. He doesn't have anything. He's also got a hinge, but it doesn't hinge forward a lot. Hinges forward or back quite a bit, but not a lot. And then he's also got a swivel there. So, yeah, he looks good. Let's get him standing up straight. As straight as we can, and then we will get him, we'll compare him. So first we'll start off with my other two Deadpool figures. Start off with the Mezco red one, and then the X-Force gray one. And, you know, I'm going to try to get them actually stood up. It must be a problem with Deadpool toys. They never want to stand. But Mezco, specifically. Mezco Deadpools, the legs get, or the ankles get so loose, even though I love them. That's the one problem I have with these Mezcos. And yeah, this is probably my favorite one to play with. This is my favorite, like, one to just have stood there because he looks really good. But this one's more fun to play with. But this one's also really fun to play with. He's more fun than this one. It's just this isn't my favorite look for Deadpool. Red is, obviously. It's classic. But if I want to complete the trifecta, I might try to get the blue and yellow one. And then we'll go with a couple of his best friends. We'll go Spidey. In his head, they're his best friends, probably. But if I can get Spidey's hinge too. Yeah, I had him hung up on the wall, so. And this is the Near Vow Spidey. He's a little taller, which I like. I feel like that looks, he's just a little bit, like maybe an inch. And, like, if we're talking about, like, translated to real height, he'd be, like, an inch taller. And, yeah, these are just the hands from the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spidey. And then we will go with the animated Wolverine. And, yeah, okay, well, I had him in the crouch pose. And then, yeah, still, in my opinion, too tall, but I can get him crunched down like that. And then if I really still want him stood up, it kind of looks like he stood up, just not too much of a neck, and that's even shorter, which I like. And we'll switch out Spidey for another Spidey that I wanted to see him next to. The Amazing Fantasy Spidey. There he is, crouched down. If you want to get a look at him crouched down, but I'll also get him stood up. Stood up. And yeah, these look good together too. He's a lot taller than this version, so if you want them to get together, they can. But definitely have team-ups between these two, and maybe Wolverine. And then, screw it, let's do another Wolvie. We'll get him next to, well, my hand just fell out, my modified little hand. Get him next to this Wolvie, which this looks really good. I feel like this looks a lot shorter than the animated Wolvie. Yeah, see, it gotta be a lot shorter, right? Why did they make him so much taller? I don't know. And then we'll get him next to Cyclops. Personally, one of my favorite Marvel Legends I've ever owned. I love the Cyclops. Maybe not my favorite I've ever owned, but this is my favorite X-Men one, probably. But Hot Claw's Wolverine is so good, and so is Beast. So, and then we'll get him next to a couple girlies that I like a lot. I got my figure of Gwenpool, which is missing all of her accessories but her sword, so I might replace her. And she's missing all those because I let kids play with her. And then we'll go with the Spinneret from the Renew Your Vows 2-pack. And yeah, they all look good. She's an adult woman, so the fact that she's taller works, and she's a teenage girl. And I always pictured MJ as a little taller because she's a model. She was a model for a lot of years. So, and then we'll get him next to the Nightwing from DC Icons. The only one that I've had that hasn't broken on me from DC Icons. Actually, that's not true. My boy Aquaman didn't break on me either. But the peg broke on Wonder Woman. It's because there's women, female. Like, the female figures, pegs are always a lot more thin and easy to break. And I'm kind of not the softest. I don't know how to explain that. And then we'll compare him next to the Mafex Spidey, which also I feel like works really well. I feel like Mafex works better with the DC Icons than Marvel Legends, but if it's Spider-Man, you can use it as a kid, or if it's a girl like Psylocke or someone that those fit into. So yeah, they look good. And then two more comparisons. We will go with the Mezco Wolverine, which, you know, he's shorter than Deadpool, so that works. But it's just, like, not my favorite height difference. I wish he was crunched down more. I hope if Mezco ever releases another Wolverine, that they crunch him down a lot more. And then for the final comparison, we will compare him next to the Mafex comic book Spidey. This is my replacement that I just got in yesterday. I didn't want to open him yet. I'm not going to be... Obviously, I won't be doing a review on him. But that hand peg broke on the original one. That was the problem with him. As soon as I cut the video, I popped the hand out, and it just broke, and I was not being rough with it, so, yeah. But, yeah. So, that's the Marvel Legends Deadpool. And I think he's a quite nice figure. I think he is awesome. And actually, let's get him next to two other figures that I had close by. I think these figures are not really related to him, but they'll look pretty cool. So, let me do this. And then you can get him next to Sabretooth, which I guess this could work if you're doing like a Fox Movies team, but with comic book, because, you know, they were together on that, on Wolverine's task force, so. And then for another comparison, here's Prowler. Only because when I used to read the Miles comics and saw the Prowler, I used to always think that his mask just looked like a purple Deadpool mask, which I thought was kind of funny, so I just wanted to share that. And yeah, guys, that's Deadpool for you. Let's get him in a pose with no weapons. Actually, we can get him with a weapon. Let's get him with a Uzi. The Uzi might look good. Or we'll get him with the weapon I didn't show, actually. I only have one of these. We'll get him like that. A nice, good pose. Okay, guys. I'll see you around. This is a figure I really like, and I'm glad I own. And I like him because you can do stupid shit with him, like put Jay Garrick's hat on it if you wanted to. If you had, like, blue tack or something, because he doesn't want to stick on. Okay. I don't want to break Jay Garrick's hat. That's iconic hat. Alright, guys. Well, see you around for the next video, hopefully. we'll see what happens. I'm going through hardcore heartbreak right now, so that's not fun. But bye.